Success. I'm your host, Paul Taylor, and I'm so elated today to be sitting in the studios with my good friend, Apostle Kevin Davidson. How you doing, Apostle?
I'm doing great. We're not friends. You were my mentor before you were my friend.
A mentor?
So we bigger than friends.
Okay.
It's a word. Everybody, but you was the one that taught me my first hymn.
First
I want
hymn.
the world to know that Paul was the one back in Greater Pleasant Hill days, right down the street from my house, that really knew how to play a song the way it was supposed to be played. So he was the type that either make you play better or you were gonna quit.
Wow.
So he
Well,
made me
you know
play
what?
better.
While we're talking about that, and we're going to talk about the songwriting, but I remember coming over your house when we were still in high school, and you would share with me the songs you had written.
Yeah.
And you don't know, but that actually sparked me to start writing songs.
Oh wow.
Because at that time, I wasn't writing any
I
songs.
forgot about that.
And I would come over there and
Yeah.
you played all those songs.
Tell
to
the
me.
truth, we would cut class.
Right.
Make it known, he's high school. We would cut class.
He would cut the class. But I'm so glad to have you here. There is so much information that you have that can be beneficial, especially to young musicians and to artists and everyone. And I even have some people who sent me some questions on my Facebook page, Keys to Success, and I'm going to ask you that a little bit later on in the show. But let's just talk about what's going on with Apostle Kevin Davidson today.
We just getting ready to release a new CD, the first of the year. Just still trying to do music, but I'm a little bit more patient now, not trying to move as fast, making sure, first of all, I'm pastoring. And so, not that the music comes first or second, but I have to hear God when one outrides the other. So I'm just thankful. We're just still creating music and try to bless the world.
Right. And we know that your ministry is thriving, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We know that there are so many different levels to you.
No, it ain't like
pastor,
that.
songwriter, producer. You're doing it all. Workshop clinician. I see you on at different places conducting things.
Yeah.
There's so much. How do you squeeze all of that into 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and have a family? And how do you do it all?
Buy a lot of flowers, a lot of shoes, and promise a lot of dinners. No, just kidding. No, but just when you've been called to do something, God give you the strength to do it. That's what I tell. I think I wrote some on Facebook today that hit me. It said when you walking in your perfect timing, you don't have to chase a dream. The dream will chase you.
Wow.
So I just really trying to do what God's given me to do. And really, what I'm trying to do now is try to tell singers to marry whatever ministry you at. Don't let it just become an income. Be a total part of that ministry. If you're the minister of music, grab the pastor's plan and pursue it.
Wow.
And push it, not monetary, because favor outweigh money.
Wow.
And I'm evidence of that.
That is so true. I remember back in the day, there was the Voices of Binghamton. And then that transitioned into
Kevin Davidson
and the Voices. And now that has transitioned into
Dominion. Yeah.
So is it kind of still the same?
Yeah, it's still the same. It's just that I guess marketing has changed. You have to change as the market change. And I only switched it to Dominion because people were getting it confused. My church with Voices. So I just said, you know what, Dominion just goes everywhere.
Wow,
so we just now we just sing. We don't try to have a whole lot of stipulations, and stuff like that. We just I tell people just an aggregation of people that just love to sing. That's really what we do.
Wow, that's great. Now there are a couple of things that I just want to hit on.
Okay.
When you were with the Voice of Binghamton, you were with a label, and I've had people ask a question: how do I get with a label so I can record? How do I get my group to get signed by a label where we can record and do it? Or how important is that? Or
that's not important now. It's not even healthy now. Honestly, I mean, I could give you the industry answer, but the real answer is now you can do one. You don't have to have a whole CD out.
Right.
You can do one song that'll carry you the rest of your life.
Right.
Because that's really all the radio is going to push anyway.
Right.
And that's just a sacrifice. I tell people now, getting into the marketing side, people are never going to sow into somebody that don't sow into themselves. You can buy your own studio time. You can call Talisa Franklin, putting a shout out for my friend. She'll definitely be glad to market you.
Yeah.
You kind of got what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, a label is just not that necessary now.
Mm-hmm.
You got the internet, you have Facebook, you got all kind of stuff that can put you out there.
Right.
You know, so that's just my opinion. You don't have to do what we had to do. We
Right.
had to have labels back then.
Right. Well, do you find that since a lot of things you do, you have to do it independently, and it's probably even better, more profitable, are you actually put in a position where you're bringing people in under your banner, under the banner of Kevin Davidson?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
You know what? And I'm only doing it as God give me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had a lot of relationships to go sour over music. And I tell people at the end of the day, that's not what I'm about. You know, so I would only sign people, but we would have to have a long talk.
Oh, right. Right.
You know, I'm only doing it as God give me. But I would sit with anybody and give them any advice. I'm not trying to hold advice, you know,
Right.
nothing like that. So, you know, just reach out to me.
Well, are you preparing, or do you do any workshops that really deal with that aspect of the business, as far as, you know, getting your product out and getting with someone who can help produce and promote you? Or
Well, I mean, people can email me at Apostle Davidson at hotmail.com, and I answer questions, try to connect people to whatever, because I stay in my lane. That's really producing music. But I do know, you know, you have the Talisa Franklins, you have a lot of different people that on the other side that can just master. They wake up in the morning with marketing. But what happens is when people try to operate, when the artist's trying to do their own marketing, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You just can't save money like that. You're going to end up spending, because you just can't be an artist and market yourself.
Right.
You need to concentrate on your craft, on your gift, and let somebody else handle your marketing.
Right. Right. Well, do you find that it's difficult or to get people to do just that without, I mean, because a lot of that is behind the scenes work, and sometimes people don't want to do the behind the scenes, they want to be out in front.
Yeah.
But do you find that it's difficult to get people to do those kinds of jobs in your organization?
Spiritually, I think when it's your time, God already have people in place when you operate in the right season. Now, then there are some times you need to research and say, who can I get? You know, but sometimes you got friends around that you can teach to kind of manage and do different things, you know. But you can't be the manager, the marketer, the producer, the singer. Something is going to go lacking.
Right, you can't be a jack of all trades
you
and
can't.
master
No.
none. So, well, that's some very good insight. Well, I tell you what, we got to pay some bills, and
Pay
we'll
those
be
bills.
right back after this with Apostle Kevin Davidson.
Yes.
Talisa Franklin's TFC Media would love to handle your church broadcast ministry. Whether you need producing or airtime for your Christian broadcast, call TFC Media today, your Christian television liaison. Call Talisa at 901-281-6337. That's 901-281-6337. TFC Media.
You are invited to the place of the outpouring at Olivet Fellowship Baptist Church. At Olivet Fellowship, the word, the worship electrifying. Your youth will be empowered. Your marriage will be cultivated. Most of all, there is a place for all at Olivet Fellowship. The only thing that's missing in this place is you. At 4450 Night Honor Road, Senior Pastor Eugene Gibson. For more information, visit www.expectanoutpour.org.
Come to KC Computer, the home of the $150 computer. Computers for $150, $250, and $350. Plus, KC Computer has new and used parts. Free estimates on all repairs, and most repairs are done within 48 hours. Some repairs are done the same day. KC Computer offers the best price without compromising the quality. Computers priced at $150, $250, and $350 with 6 months warranty. Come get your $150 computer or fix your old one. Call 386-2622 or stop by 6415 Summer Avenue.
Welcome back to our show. You're watching Keys to Success. I'm your host, Paul Taylor, and I'm sitting here with the great Apostle Kevin Davidson. And he's so humble, he doesn't want me to say that. But I tell you, during that commercial break, he just poured into my spirit. I feel like I need to take up an offering, and he's just really been a blessing to me. This is really a man of God, and he's has so much wisdom, and God has blessed him to do so many things, even in the music industry. Let's talk a little bit about some of the artists that you've worked with that have had an impact on your life.
Yeah, well, I think I worked with a lot of people, but the highlight, I think, was the day I met Bill Gates that we sung behind him at one of the homecoming programs, and it was just absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
I didn't even really know who he was, and now to really know I was around a walking hymn, a living hymn book, and the presence of God was so in the place. I mean, and I met Jesse Dixon, so many legendary gospel artists. So that was one of the greatest experiences to this day I've had.
Wow. And that is one of my dreams. Matter of fact, Jesse Dixon will be with us at Bellevue Baptist in December.
Awesome.
And we'll be working with him.
Oh, wow. It's going to be incredible.
Doing hymns, hymns, that is where my passion is. I love hymns. Anybody that knows me knows that I love hymns. I love playing hymns. I love the study of hymns. I love the history behind the hymns, the stories behind the hymns.
Okay.
Tell me from your experience, how have hymns and the hymn playing shaped your career, shaped your even your songwriting? How does that shape your musical parts?
There are really no words that you can really put about a hymn.
Mm-hmm.
I tell now the younger people, what you once laughed at, later on you're going to need.
Right.
They don't want to do a hymn.
Right.
Like now, if I hear a hymn, and Lord, don't let me hear Deborah Manning do a hymn. It just gets to my bones. But, I just love it. Even my church service now, I start off with a hymn. I was singing today, I think, I'm trying to think of the name of the hymn I was singing today. Time is filled with swift transit. Because Lord, He'll use the hymn to help you in any storm, because that hymn, most of the people that wrote hymns were in like crazy situations. Right. So I love hymns.
Right.
And I know because you've been doing hymns ever since I've known you. You've been doing hymns since like high school, so it's nothing you made up. I know it.
Well, I grew up on hymns, and as I began to start songwriting, I noticed that I would find myself writing songs that felt sort of like hymns.
I call it hymnish.
Is that something that as songwriters we need to look more into doing?
That's the ultimate. I think the Bible says imitate the perfect man, mark the perfect man. What I'm going to say, mark the perfect song. You're really not writing a song that have not been heard. Right. Every song is influenced by another artist. Then you can say whatever. But every artist is influenced by some other artist. So when someone walk up to you and say, your song sound like Hezekiah Walker, I say compliment.
Right.
I don't get mad.
Right.
Because I was heavily influenced by Thomas Whitfield. You know that we grew up with Thompson Community Singers. So that's not a cut.
Right.
That's something you should say, okay, well, my song is headed in the right direction. Because trying to fight against what God wants to go in the song, because what God wants to hear you, that was a sample track. It wasn't supposed to be that simple.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a sample track that I was just doing that night. And I just found out the most simple songs are the best songs, where we are now. So it's a lot we could say.
Right. Well, I have another viewer question that was on my Facebook page, Keys to Success. And the question was, what inspires you to write songs? Are you getting those from life experiences, or do you go places and just decide you want to write, or do you just wait on inspiration from God, or what really inspires you to write?
I think it's the inspiration from God, because I really can't do it on my own just to say I'm going to write a song. I can't do that.
Right.
So it's just something God He do. I take no glory, no credit for it. Most of the time it's things I've encountered, and I only could express it through a song. So that's basically it. It's just inspiration from God. I can take no credit, really can't.
Well, let me ask this. Do you work with new and upcoming songwriters, or do you have time to?
It's not, you know what? I've always asked myself, I tell this is my philosophy. If you will listen, I'll work with you. That's all I ask you to do is listen. Not to even do what I say, but just listen. So if you have the ability to listen and to hear, then I work with anybody. But, I don't have time for a hard heat.
Right. Right.
That's a waste of my time.
Well, let me ask this, and I hope this is not putting you on the spot, but everyone knows when we say Kevin Davidson, we know songwriting. You have so many great songs that we sing at our churches, and it's just, your writing ability is just, I wonder it sometimes. I wonder, where did he come up with these lyrics from? Do you oftentimes get people who ask you, well, I have a song, or can you help me with it, or can you co-write something with me, or how often do you actually work with?
Well, now in what I'm doing, I only co-write.
Okay.
I found out that when we get out of us, and when it's a kingdom song, a lot of the greatest songs that were ever written had a lot of writers.
Right.
My new single that's out now, The Declaration, it's like 5 writers.
Wow, that's great.
Because that's the only way now I produce a record, because I'm just trying to make the best kingdom song. And when I say kingdom, I'm talking about where the song is big, because I don't know it all. I don't know the right chord or the right rhythm. So I think when people get out of self trying to take all the glory and credit, that it enhances your songwriting ability.
Right. Well, let me ask this, because I've been working with Johnny Walker and the Memphis and Shelby County Music Commission, and in trying to bring the Memphis music community closer together, that is one thing where I think there is some division, and it may be just from a misunderstanding. Why people, songwriters, don't want to write with each other. They're afraid, well, I'll lose out. But can you kind of elaborate from a business aspect of why it's still good to co-write with other writers?
Think about this. This is me. Now, this is me. This ain't Bible, Paul. This is not business principle. If a song gets to be a bestseller and make $10 million, and I got 1% or 10%, I'm still rich.
Right.
Am I right?
Right.
Now, if your name ain't on the song, what are you? So I think it's just every opportunity you get. I've taken my blows in songwriting, which in anything you do, but a lot of times I've had writers to be so much business, but they didn't have a great, I'm like, your song, you can't demand what you're asking for this song. I'm sorry. You're trying to demand the kingdom, and you don't have a kingdom song. So, I think when it comes to everybody want to take care of business, but just be a songwriter. And kind of let the business take care of itself.
Right. Okay, well, we have to take another commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
You are invited to the place of the outpouring at Olivet Fellowship Baptist Church. At Olivet Fellowship, the word, the worship electrifying. Your youth will be empowered. Your marriage will be cultivated. Most of all, there is a place for all at Olivet Fellowship. The only thing that's missing in this place is you. At 4450 Night Honor Road, Senior Pastor Eugene Gibson. For more information, visit www.expectanoutpour.org.
And we're back. This is Keys to Success. I'm your host, Paul Taylor, and I'm here with Apostle Kevin Davidson. So glad that he's here with us today. Now, fight on, Born to Win, I Searched the World Over, and when I say that I haven't had an Easter in the past, I think 10 years where we
I
didn't
forgot about
sing
that
He
song.
Got Up.
Yeah.
These are songs that you can tell us a little bit about the stories behind, or maybe the story behind a couple of them.
Well, I guess like Fight On.
Uh-huh.
It was actually done first, I think, by Kim Burrell.
Okay.
I actually wrote the song 5 years before it was recorded. Then Cheryl Dotson Rogers, who sang Count Your Blessings, was singing it.
Right.
And the Lord always had blessed me with a lot of great solo singers. So Tabitha joined the choir 2 weeks before we recorded.
Wow.
And I let her try it. And it was just her song. You kind of got, I think even to this day, I've had many people to do it, but she's kind of put her, her stamp on it. Yeah, so Born to Win, I had a stroke. As a matter of fact, it was we were rehearsing. The funny story, I wrote Born to Win going to Bishop Cartwright's church.
Wow.
He was letting us rehearse at church. He was fussing.
Uh-huh.
I don't want y'all in my church. But actually, I wrote Born to Win between Getwell and Winchester. Winchester and Getwell
Right.
on my way to rehearsal at
Wow.
Mount Gilead. So I wrote the song. We wrote the song at Mount Gilead.
Wow.
I forgot to tell you that.
Wow.
Actually, I was sitting there on that piano in the old Mount Gilead church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he was letting us rehearse there. And, it was a lot of history. I had a stroke with that song and bounced back. That was a whole lot of personal storms going on. And it was just, just so that, God wants to hear you was just song. I was in the bed and the Lord just gave me that song. And I wasn't supposed to sing it.
Wow.
I was trying to get somebody else to do it, and so that night I was just doing a dummy track, and they kept it. So and all the great singers, but this one I tell you about, it really wasn't me.
Right.
You had the Marquis Walkers, the Rod Vesters, and Lord knows Antoine Spanky Davis was my rock. Yeah. You had the different Pat Stanley, Elwood Cleveland, my assistant pastor at my church, now Pastor McKinney. All these people were really the glue. I would be probably the brainchild, but they were adding the chords and and a lot of the stuff. Shay Norman really did the intro to Count Your Blessings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you some crazy story. He was sitting on the organ playing like Shay do.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun. I said, Shay, I want that. So it's the music came from just people, mistakes made.
Wow.
So it's a whole lot of history behind the music. It take me too long to go into it, but I've had a great career just with the people I've met, and I'm thankful for that.
Right. So how does it feel to know that so many people have been blessed coming through, being a part of your ministries? I remember Chris Morris was with you, and he's now working with Donald Lawrence. And I mean, even myself, I played with you a couple of times way back in the day.
We weren't singing enough hymns for Paul, though.
It's just so many musicians have had a chance to get exposed on different national, international levels, just being a part of your organization, Voices of Binghamton, Kevin Davidson, Voices Dominion. How does that make you feel to know that God has blessed you to be instrumental in opening those doors for people?
I'm not saying it because it's normal to say, but I'm very humbled by it, and really to see what really blesses me to see everybody successful.
Yeah.
Even not just singers, but everybody that was singing in the Voice of Binghamton or the Voices are successful in their own personal careers. They have great jobs. I think I've only attended one funeral. Really, I hadn't go to no jail cell to see anybody. Nobody on, everybody, when I see them at church, they're succeeding, living great lives. So, because we really, and to this day, care for one another. So, that was really the glue, the love and the concern that we still have for one another. That's what made the music.
Wow, that's great. Now, you have a song that's out now. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Something Happened?
Something Happened.
Yeah, we wrote that song a day before we recorded. We called Michelle in from Nashville, who sings with me. And been singing with me for a while, and it just happened. It really did. We sung it, that we rehearsed it that Saturday before. Jason Clark produced it, wonderful, and sent out shout out to Jason. Really prevailed with me, him and Ben, being the steward
Right.
these last 2 or 3 years of I took my time. This is the one record I took my time. I think out of this whole record of 10 songs, we probably did 30 songs.
Wow.
So if I die, there's another 2 records that can come out.
And I know we love at Berean, we do Church Let's Rock.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people know that you actually you put that together.
Yeah, we put that together.
You put together, but you.
Yeah, we just kind of upgraded, gave it a little twist, but we wanted to just, because matter of fact, while we're taping this tomorrow, I'll be honoring Dr. Herbert Brewster at the Hall of Fame Awards downtown.
Wow.
So yeah, November the 7th, which is my birthday. And we'll be honoring, and I didn't even know he wrote those, 2 of the songs. So and his granddaughter sang with me, so I didn't even know that.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there teaching his song, and his granddaughter sitting in rehearsal like, So I mean, it's just been a great. This has been great.
Wow.
I tell people now, enjoy what you do because it's gonna come a time you won't be able to do it.
Right.
And treat people right.
Right. Well, there's just been so much that we can talk about, and I know our time is running short. One final thing that I want to know, as far as the songwriting, how do you get those songs out? As far as if you can't find an artist to sing them, what would you say would be the best way to get your music out? You say, I have a song in my heart, and I hear Apostle Kevin Davidson talking about all these songs that he's penned, and I have a song. How do I get my song out to the public?
You know what? I was crazy. We just did original concerts. You remember that?
I remember those.
I would just write songs, make Jackie Clark and learn them. And we would just do original. My first original concert was on a Wednesday night. My own choir members were laughing like, "What in the world?" My mama told me, said, "Boy, now you done gone too far." I'm like this. This is my philosophy. I'm not going to let one dream inside of me go to the grave.
Wow.
When I go to the grave, I'm going empty.
Wow.
There will be not one dream that God give me to do.
Wow.
We scared of rejection and make it an attempt. Faith without works is dead. And I feel like if God told you to do something, just do it. Take all risk and do it.
Wow. That's great.
I know a lot of times the people just sitting at home, but the world will never hear them.
Wow.
Because they're afraid of rejection.
Wow.
And I've never been afraid. I've never people say, that's an ugly song. I've never been scared of that. They don't bother me.
And I think that's a problem that even songwriters that I talk to, I think they're waiting on someone to validate their music. And because
everybody
they'll
will
play it
not
for
like
a million people before they put it out. They'll say, well, how do you like this? How do you like this? What do you say to that? Just say, look, put it out.
Paul, I'm not saying this in an ugly way. I just do music. How it come out, all my music got flaws. The altos probably should have did this. And the tenor should have did this, and the band should have played this. But I got it out. I approached it the way the Lord gave me to do it. But I tell you, it's a faith walk. Right. Don't be a talent sitting at home and all your music is, I'm trying to make sure it's tight. How long is it going to, so I'm just saying, get it out.
Wow. Well, we're coming to the close of our show, and I just want, Apostle, you to just take this time and just speak a word to our viewing audience.
Well, I want to encourage not only just in music, but whatever you're attempting in life, or whatever you feel like God is leading you to do, make a step of faith and just do it. I mean, really, that's what every great man have to face challenges, but you got to conquer it through the challenges. And so my thing is just do what you've been called to do, and the main thing is get delivered from people. You're going to have let negativity stimulate your growth and to move into what God is calling you to do. So my thing is just do it. Be who you are in Jesus Christ and let God do what he wants to do.
Wow.